Thank you for the introduction, Jose. And I'm really excited to give you an overview of our project. What we were working on was generating questions for the preparation for the TMS exam. And in order to do this, we concentrated on analyzing the logical structure of texts. So first of all, I think I have to explain what TMS is. TMS is the abbreviation for Test for Medical Studies. And if you want to study medicine in Germany, first of all, you need very good grades, but you can increase your chances to get into medical school if you take this additional test, which is quite challenging because you have to show a very wide range of skills such as spatial awareness, good memory, and also the capability for logical reasoning and text understanding. So what we concentrated on in our project was one aspect of this test preparation, which is text comprehension and logical reasoning. And the questions which are which you get in the TMS exam are multiple choice questions where you get a text and have to show that you really understand the connections between the different areas of this text. So how can we generate such questions? Well, I think the first idea how to do it is just ask ChatGPT to do it. But, well, is it a good idea? Actually, not really, because if you want to teach someone reasoning, you cannot use a tool which cannot reason. So we have to do it in another way. And our idea was to analyze the logical structure of a text in order to generate suitable questions. Well, the logical structure gives us the relationships between different ideas within a sentence, and it helps us understand how the different parts of a sentence are connected. So it gives us the possibility to be more specific in asking questions. And so the logical structure we are talking about here could be something like conditional, which is the example shown on this slide, but it can also be something such as explanation or a temporal sequence or a definition. And so our goal in this project was to work towards generating multiple choice questions based on logical structure. And our original plan for this project look like this. We were going to work with texts about physiology and biology, which were taken from Wikipedia or also generated by AI. And we wanted to label them or label the logical structure of the sentences and then use this text as training data for a model which will take embeddings created by BioBird because of the topic of our texts. And our first idea was to use GNN to categorize the logical structures, then label the connections between different sentences or parts of sentences, and then use additional multiple choice questions together with these labels to generate training data and then train another model to generate good quality multiple choice questions. So that's the idea. And now what we did in this project was, well, we had to concentrate on a certain part of this. So we have chosen a very essential part, which is labeling of finding the logical structure of sentences within a text. So we used data which were labeled sentences, and we experimented for a certain time with GNN, but this didn't work so well. So we decided to switch from graph neural networks to bidirectional LSD, and then to use a model with this architecture to predict to which category a certain sentence belongs. And now I will Nidhi will proceed with a presentation and give you some more details about our implementation.
Thank you, Johanna. Okay. So we have used BioBird in this because we want to work on the medical text domain. And in order to work on medical text domain, we need a lot of information related to diseases, drugs, proteins, so many things. So for that, we have used BioBird. And BioBird is basically a bidirectional encoder representation from transformer that is pre-trained on the medical data, and it is based on the concept of bird, as in the diagram you can see. So this bird is taking the data from this bird is taking the data from encoder. In encoder we have different layers, that is input embedding layers, multi-head attention, normalization layer, feed forward network. So in that way we have passed our data, because in order to do work on bird, we have to first divide our text into token. So we have done tokenization, then we have created input embeddings. For that, positional embeddings have been created, and it is passed to multi-head attention layers, so that the best tokens which have more priority with the attention score, that will be generated. Because we have to work on the label part, as in there are a lot of sentences, but what are the most important a topic in that particular sentence that we can find with the help of bird. And as biobird is totally based on the concept of the medical term, so for that we passed our input sequences of medical text to the biobird, and it has generated contextual embedding. So according to me, contextual embeddings are like there are words which are connected to each other. I mean, the tokens, the embeddings which have been generated, so there is the word which is generated, and it has past information, it has the next information. So with this contextual word embeddings, we can say that our token with vector is getting the information from past as well as the previous words, so that we can find out good connection or relationship between the words in order to predict our label part in the sentences. Because we want to generate multiple choice question, and in order to generate multiple choice question, first sentence will be predicted properly. And in terms of like, it is summary, it is definition, in that way. And in order to generate that thing, we have to go for contextual word embeddings that can be generated with the help of biobird. And then why we have used by lstm in that, because this biobird is generating contextual information of the tokens and embeddings. But there are shortcoming of that. There is long term dependency is not there, so it is not holding the information because it doesn't have memory self. In order to solve that problem, we have included by LSTM, so that it will take bidirectional LSTM, because LSTM means long short term memory, which is consisting in this, it is consisting two part, forward LSTM as well as the backward LSTM, because we have to generate the sequence, and that sequence will have the relationship with each other, not in the next direction, in the text section, but with the previous direction too. So the combination of bird and by LSTM has been used. With bird embedding, we are getting the contextual information, and with bidirectional LSTM, we are getting the sequential information. And this is the great combination to get the richer and informative information. And we have applied attention layers so that our model will find out the best word in the sentence, so that with the best word we can generate a proper MCQ question. So in that way we have passed the information, we have passed the input sequence of text to the word biasim attention architecture in order to generate the labels, or we get our prediction. So now I am handing over to Neetu for methodology. Over to you, Neetu.
Thank you, Nidhi. Uh, I would like to conclude what my colleagues has already shared, that we have used BioBot model here to generate the labels of the text. And with the BioBot, we've generated this contextual word embeddings. The total data set that we have is around 10,000 labeled sentences, and those labels are among those 22 classes. And this trained by LSTM model is to classify the sentences by the logical structure. So our target was to do the multiple choice questions, but because of certain constraint, we try to just find the label of the sentence, like make the logical connection between the sentences. So here it's the example of our training data set. You can see here that in the sentences, there are certain sentences which has been classified as, is being fed into the system, which have the label causal, some are clarification, other are consequences, contrast, and so on and so forth. Like this way, we have 22 labels. And here in this particular slide, we can see the accuracy of the model that we got is 71%. The training loss and validation loss are more or less same, which suggests that our model has learned a lot from the training data, and it's really not performing well on the unseen data. And here in the classification report, we can see how this 22 sentence type, which are causal, conditional, sequential, has different precisions, recall, F1 score, and the support. Support here shows the number of the sentences, which are, for example, here in this case, if you see that elaboration has 139 sentences, which has the precision of 0.62. That means our model is 62% capable of predicting if it's elaboration label of a sentence or not. Here it's the little snippet of our UI where the user has to enter the text, and then this text could be one sentence or a paragraph, and then those sentences will be labeled by the model. And then we can see this live video. We were trying to generate the MCQ, but the point is we are not getting the good distractor and the option for the MCQ. However, we have tried using this Olmo model in which we pass this topic and the text and a prompt, of course, where we want the model to generate MCQ for us. Uh, the challenge is that we got here is with the training data sets. Right now, we just have 10,000. Maybe if we increase the data set and we go for more training data, it could help our model to learn more. And of course, creating the realistic distractors for MCQ is a problem because when we fed it into the model, to generate the MCQ, it kind of returns the prompt to us, or sometimes just the same answer 4 times. Finally, to conclude, our objective was to generate the MCQ for TMS preparation exam. However, we were not successfully achieving it. We've kind of generated the label sentences, and we used BioLSTM for this. And further model refinement could be if we increase the data quantity as well as the quality, and implementing the MCQ text generator. And here I will show you the application. Okay, here in the input text, user can enter the text, then press the button, and then this model will analyze whether this text is purpose, conditional, or temporal sequence. And likewise, you can play with it and enter different text and get the labels of the sentence. And here at the green column, you can see the confidence with which our model is defining if this sentence is causal or emphasis or illustration. Thank you so much.